Hi, this is Tim of the 1916 Company. Welcome and thanks for logging on. If you love this watch, email us, Team Mosso at the1916company.com for purchase pricing and availability questions concerning this Rolex Certified Pre-Owned Oyster Perpetual GMT Master II. So this was part of the class of 2007, launched alongside two other Gemset GMTs. This is a work of art, handmade, a true throwback to the way gems were set in jewelry and watches in the 19th and even 18th century. In the world of Rolex, automation is generally the rule, but this is the exception. Handmade, hand set. It's the jeweler's art taken to the state of the art. Before we jump deeper into this GMT Master II 116759 SANR, let me talk a little bit about the Rolex Certified Pre-Owned program. Our company, the 1916 Company, sells only two types of Rolex watch, new and certified pre-owned. We don't have any general used Rolex watches, so everything we sell is coming with a Rolex warranty. The CPO program starts with the watch being authenticated by Rolex, both as an authentic Rolex and as a correct combination of parts. So everything is correct to the model. It's not just a real Rolex, but a correct Rolex. Rolex provides the globally valid 2-year warranty. So should anything be necessary in the unlikely event, you have this Rolex Certified Pre-Owned warranty card. Anywhere in the world, if you buy in Rome and you need service in Jeddah, you will be able to take your watch to a local Rolex sales and service point and have this warranty honored. It is not a retail warranty. We don't back it as the 1916 Company. It is a manufacturer warranty by Rolex itself. If you wish to know more, Rolex offers this little booklet that tells you where to go, those points of service where you can bring your watch, information about Rolex.com, information about Rolex, its values, and the CPO program, and then general care, feeding, and use of the watch. You get this lovely little leatherette manual to store some of these items, plus a warranty card that will tell you more in-depth information about how the warranty works. If you're traveling, Rolex has got your back. You have this little leatherette travel pouch. It's got a button snap closure and it's suede on the inside. So if you want to travel with the watch in your luggage or wear one and travel with another packed, this is a great way to do it. You can see it's CPO specific. And the watch comes with a Rolex Certified Pre-Owned box. By the way, if the watch still has the original retail box, paper, and accessory set from when it was first sold, you'll get those too, but at a bare minimum, you're going to get everything I just showed you. Plus, my favorite part, and I never tire of this, there is a CPO hang tag and seal, and it's got a hologram in it, which is really neat. So, the watch. I should mention that the standard 116759 SANR doesn't necessarily have everything you see here. The combination of the diamond-paved dial and the diamond-paved center links on the bracelet are featured on only some of these, as the standard equipment consists of a gem-set bezel, gem-set crown guards, and gem-set lugs. So this one is fully geared. Taking a look at the size, it's a large watch, though probably not as big as it looks. 40 millimeters in diameter in 18 karat white gold, really gray gold. We'll talk about that in a moment. 40 millimeters in diameter, 12 millimeters thick, lug-to-lug. The case measures 48.1 millimeters, but with the solid end links. Total distance across the wrist, 51.4. We have a 20 millimeter spacing between the lugs. I'm going to throw it on my wrist, which is 16 centimeters in circumference. And you can see how this wears comfortably, but with a lot of presence. Now, I will say this is pretty discreet. As these things go, the colors are black and white, and it's not necessarily going to pop until the light hits it. But you don't wear a watch like this to be discreet. Just to say that the other two Gemset GMTs that year, the SA featured blue sapphires and white diamonds, and then there's the famous SARU, also known as the Patriot, red, white, and blue. Compared to those, this is almost discreet. On my wrist of 16 centimeters circumference, you can see I got a little bit of clearance on each side, so I'd say this wears well on a wrist as small as 15 centimeters, again, mine is 16. It's not that thick. In fact, 12 millimeters is pretty flat, and it will fit underneath the dress cuff. Here's your over-the-top shot. Taking a look, this is the Oyster bracelet. But my goodness, didn't they go all the way? Take a look at how these diamonds are aligned from link to link and then within each link. Now, it's one thing to keep them lined up straight within each link. It's another to ensure that every row flows seamlessly and perfectly aligned into its counterpart in the next link. What is gray gold? Gray gold is what you want if you're buying white gold. It's a white gold alloy that is white all the way through and never needs to be rhodium plated. It is the gold that Rolex uses when white gold is called for. You can see solid end links, solid center links, removable links fixed by screws. We've got a clasp which has two locking factors. The first is this spring-loaded lift lock system. There's a beak and a hook, and you can see how those two things latch together. Then there's a clamshell. You can lock that down. Now there's two-factor locking, the clamshell and the beak and hook. I get this little kerf in the clasp so I can dig my nail in even with the gloves and pop this open, which I appreciate. Thank you, Rolex. Jump into the clasp itself. There's a 5mm tool-free snap-in, snap-out, easy link adjustment system here. But if you take a look, you can see there are also 3 pairs of divots. So if you want to grab your strap tool, you can dismount the spring bar and use any one of those 3 positions to change the anchoring point of the bracelet to fine-tune the fit. Rolling around to the case, the lugs are diamond paved. A quick note about gems at Rolex. Gems are sorted using optical scanners to ensure that the color and clarity will be identical. After that, it's all manual. Jigs, knives, gravers, fire, torches, all the tools of the gem setter's art are applied by hand. The old-fashioned way in Rolex's gem setting studio, that optical scanner is the only automated part of the whole process. So this is done the old-fashioned way by eye, hand, and craft knowledge, which means that while most Rolex watches are highly automated in their assembly, this is extraordinarily handmade. We have a bezel that features black sapphires and baguette diamonds. And whereas all of these feature conventional settings, these are invisible settings. So there's no little white gold pincers holding these things in place. We have the inner bezel and the outer bezel, and then these just slot in. We do have the ability to turn the bezel in either direction. So if you're particularly good remembering where the indices are and what numbers they represent, you could in theory still use this GMT bezel to discern a third time zone. But no matter what, you've got the 2 time zones on the dial. So you've got the local time zone. Note that the watch is still ticking. I'm not displacing any of the other hands or even stopping the seconds hand. And I can change the date forward or backwards. This is my local time zone, depending on whether I'm crossing the international date line to the east or the west. You can see how as I jump time zones, my home time stays the same on the 24-hour hand. My local time does not. Pull the crown out all the way. Now you activate hacking seconds. Everything moves in sync. Note that 24-hour hand, 1 circuit of the dial per day. It's half the speed of the local hour hand. Now, also note here that all of these hands are blackened so that they will better contrast with the dial, but underneath the blackening, they are gold. The dial here is made of solid gold because gold is the setting base for diamonds. So not only do we have a solid gold caseback, bracelet, clasp, case, and bezel, but this is a rare Rolex with a solid gold dial, which has been set with brilliant cut diamonds. The indices are blackened. We're going to take a quick look, see how this all looks and how this reads in the dark. Note all 4 hands are luminescent, so you can read the secondary time zone. That's not a problem. We have a crown here. It's a trip lock in gold. 3 dots means trip lock. Large center dot means it is gold. You can see that the crown guards are diamond paved. Inside the case, we have Rolex caliber 3186. Bidirectional automatic winding, 48-hour power reserve, 4 Hz beat rate, 31 joules. It is a chronometer certified. It has a full balance bridge and a free sprung balance for shock resistance, and an overcoil hairspring that allows it to operate with isochronous timekeeping, that is consistent timekeeping, in any physical position with respect to gravity. That is one of the great advantages of this watch. The overcoil hairspring, which is shaped by hand, allows this watch to keep consistent time in any physical position, and that hairspring is made of a blue oxidized niobium zirconium alloy called parachrome bleu, which is extraordinarily anti-magnetic. So this watch, though quite fine and patrician, is also shock resistant, water resistant, and magnet resistant. You could see where it says GMT Master II, That's been printed on top of a solid gold base. If you love this watch, reach out to us. Team Mosso at the 1916company.com for purchase and pricing details.